can work with that. We are kinda low on cards, so stock up here is worth it. I hope for no more lies. I mean, those are power cards. I think we need to drop the loot with village power, you know? So we basically make it uncountable. Like, I added Mistrise Villages as one of the... Maybe not... I don't remember if that was the last card, but I didn't have it originally, and I was like, yeah, we probably really want to play this. I played a lot of, you know, Control against Jeskai games. And this is not a mountain, but Vents is a mountain. So, do we want to drop the loot here? Yes. Absolutely yes. Because next turn, oh my god, next turn things will happen and I think our opponent will scoop in like 2 turns. I'm not kidding. Moment it drops and you untap, I mean the game is very fun for you. But only for you. So I think we need maximum mana on this turn. Can we go Revel? Of course we can. Of course we can. I heard you like the tap lands in your gameplay. How about casting 8 mana, because we have 1 spare one, 8 mana when our opponent is trying to hit the 3rd land that is untapped? Well, here you go. You can do it again on the next turn. Obviously, there are more and more behind. How about I draw cards for free, because I'm cool like that. Okay. Here you go. No tapped creatures, but you can. That was brutal, man. However, that being said, we keep the counter spell. Very, very important. Any mana, right? Any one color. Ooh. I feel that No More Ice probably won't be cast with that. That being said, I mean, this is just... I think we need untapped mana. Okay. We cannot counter, so that's something for our opponent. But we'll see what happens. Oh, everybody is just trying to survive against reanimators. I can appreciate that. And to be fair, it works against our deck because we have Flashback. So it actually prevents Revelation from the graveyard. So good for our opponent. Good for our opponent. I will just play live. Okay, guys. How about we draw more cards for free? Drawing 2 cards per turn feels absolutely legit. We could stock up and then try to hit Revelation. I want to finish the game soon. We have such... Guys, we have 12 mana to our opponent 2. We have 6 times the mana. I think that's enough. Critique can be incredible here. Oh my god, this is a fireball! Well, guys, I think our opponent will appreciate another bounce on this land. This is their favorite land by now. Like, I guarantee. They're like, oh yes, please tap it again. So now they will have to play Starcage, I feel. And what do we do? We could go for Get Lost on something. Can we get... Wait, we can double Erode. That means we kill them on the next turn. So we go Erode. Okay, I think I need full control for this play. Wait, do I get a card? We can get basic land. Oh, that's so cool. I'm not sure if we have one, but we'll definitely go for it. I'm doing it to double pump the monks. Usually you don't make those plays, but here I think dealing this type of damage is game ending because we can just finish the rest on the next turn. So that means even if our opponent has all the answers, synthesizer, whatever they want, it doesn't remember. Oh, we have a basic! Oh, that's cool! Well, that's 10 damage. Let's see if they have 1 mana answer like Erode. They might have, but that's still a lot of damage. Or they just go for the sad lantern. Oh, the sad lantern noises. 10 damage, which means that right now they need to win the game on 2 lands in a single turn. And guys, I'm not an expert, but I think they probably cannot. Yep, still on 2 mana against our 14. Guys, 14 mana against 2. This is what happens when the loot drops. So guys, today I will show the new Jeskai that has some insane tools, and I think it will be fun. I tested the deck yesterday a little bit, and it went pretty hard. We also have one of the new cards that literally doubles your mana, and I think it will be amazing. But first, we need to get to... Bro, how did we miss a land? Like, this is something special. Do we go already for the big stuff? Or just Day of Judgment? This seems to be a Otterburn. It could be the new meal. I will go for it. This is incredibly greedy. But we missed the land, so I think we need a little bit of extra power. If we just had lands up to 5, I could just play normally and, you know, chill, do nothing and wait. But here we are kinda forced to. We would be dropping the loot. If you don't know what it does, well, you will soon know. We could go for the consult. Man, honestly, this is such a bad draw. I cannot believe we missed so many. I'm just going to Landsman at this point. We can get what? Steam Vents. We cannot get the white mana, so we cannot play Erode. And that means one of those cards has to go. I think this is the moment where we can go Erode. It's still a great card, but I think Helix, Get Lost, and later Revelation and Counterspells should kinda answer everything they have. I have to say, the art on the, you know, new, like, not new cards, but the new art on those is kinda cool on a lot of those cards. Let's go for the coast. And well, guys, well. I think we just have to chill. I want to drop the loot. So if you don't know what this card does, 4 mana, and it basically doubles your lands, like you get 2 mana per land, but you can only spend it on instant or sorcery spells, and you can draw a card if you have 7 or more. You know, the classic. Just have 7 or more. But when this drops, you win usually on the next turn because you have so much mana. Spellsnare, very good for our opponent. Our opponent also getting mana screwed. It's funny because we both play and it's not against each other. Like, we are both playing against Shuffler, but we have Bomb and they do not. So I think if they don't hit a land, they would here kinda lose. If they are hitting the land, I think we'll still be super ahead. Unless they answer the loot instantly. Moment we untap, guys, we're entering a different type of game. You will see. Oh, look at that. 2 mana, but Sloth, how do you have 2 mana on 1 land? Well, that's how loot works. And we might get to 7 cards at some point, so we can start doing more. Let's see. Bounce, oh, sure, buddy. So, that was kind of their whole turn. Well, I think that this should be pretty good. How about Jeskai Revelation? We bounce. What is the cool land? Under you control 2 or fewer. I mean, let's go for this one. We hit 4. And how about we draw cards and make tokens? And we got the land, which produces 2 mana, so we still have 5 mana. So yeah, we can still counter a spell with this. This is the power of the loot. We still missed lands. And you can see that we regain mana instantly. I've noticed that this is one of the cards that you drop it, and your opponent has like 1 turn to, you know, to do something meaningful. And this doesn't stack very well. So instead, we'll start swinging. So this is the moment where we have full control over the game, and our opponent cannot really defend. They don't have too much power in this type of deck. Sure. So we will let the tap happen. I want to play it patiently because I think we have incredible situation. We have 7 cards. Let's draw something. Oh wow, for me, thank you. And now we play this. So we actually use the card and we have even 6. We can do it again on the next turn. Do we want the loot? Not really. We just want to keep all the answers. And this card gives Jeskai such insane power spike that it's just a little bit funny. Like, you go directly from 4 mana into 10 on the next turn. 1 mana. This doesn't really do much yet. So I think we allow it. We have Jeskai Revelation, so we can just keep bouncing it, putting more pressure, you know, this type of stuff. I think we go for this. And how about every single mode? This will be the copy. And it only costs 4 lands, guys, which is cheaper than the normal counterspell plus card advantage. And we also make the copy, which means that we will pressure them and they will start to answer our small dudes with their main plays, because otherwise they will die. See? It starts. It already starts. That's fine. That is absolutely fine. We still get the usual package. Lands are super nice. You know what, I don't think we need a sweeper. Like, we are winning in the board after all. Let's see, they still can make 1 single spell. Oh, this is just a map. It's so fun. It's such a messy game, but in a good way, that we both can unload our strategies, just not in the usual way. How about... Oh, this will be brutal. This will actually be brutal. Guys, how about we help our opponent to get this land? They don't have enough, so I think with Erode, if you don't know what it does, it destroys creature or planeswalker, and they get basic land. Basic, important, and it's tapped too. So it's not only because you can play it on turn 1, it's mostly, I think we just stock up. The mana aligns so perfectly, and we keep Revelation. And yep, yep, I'll take the village just to keep the counter spells of the situation. So, the biggest upside of Erode, for me personally, is just you can combine it with other spells so easily. And for 4 mana going stock up into removal is insanely important. I think we just... This is kinda expensive for them. Do we have a counter spell? I guess they are just draw cards. Let's see. They need to do way more than this. I think I could draw with Lute probably, but at this point we don't really need it. Like, we have everything. And you can see that when you have this Lute, the game kinda plays on easy mode. I guess we can drop a second one just to draw cards. Burst Lightning. Man, the desperation. The desperation is real. We don't really need to react to this. And with the Splatter Technique, we can always get to 7 or higher and keep drawing. Okay, I think this is the moment. We will get rid of this. Wait. I actually want to bounce this. And for damage, because we will just burn them, especially with Helix. And this goes around their spells. How about drawing cards? Yep. Guys, when we get going, it's not close. This game was messy, but let's go for the next ones and I will show you, the classic game. Well, guys, this will be an interesting one. We need to find our value cards. We have good lands, good answers, but no value in this hand. And we need to kinda solve it. I think we go Steam Vents, we go Helix. Just try to give them the land as late as possible. It's a great card, but if you have different removal, why would you boost your opponent quickly if you can do it slowly? Let's go. Let's go. We are getting absolutely flooded, even though we surveyed. Bro, it's getting too easy. It's actually getting too easy. Kill their elves and they're already gone. Well, guys, we're on the draw. The shuffle got to us. I think we can go for the pass. Go into Vents, potentially get... We don't have 2 mana play, really. I don't think we'll use the Consult. And this is what you get for being on the draw. That means we cannot counter it. And, well, we need to live with this. I think we can Consult just because we have Stock Up and Jeskai Revelation. And I don't think we'll probably draw with this, but, we get a little bit. I think we are so far behind by being on the draw. I'm not kidding. We are incredibly behind right now. And we need to kind of recover. And let's see what our opponent will do. Normally you normalize this and you have no problem and your opponent scoops, but in this situation, our opponent has the main setup. They keep pushing 2 cards per turn and we actually cannot start playing the game even. They are drawing, they are creating board, they are making tokens, and I'm like here trying to find a card that is actually playable. As you can see, alright, the damage starting to stack. It's interesting they went for this. Isn't it an exile effect? Like, don't they legit kill both of the versions? I think this is a very brave play. I think it's an exile, even if you kill your own. So yeah, they had really good opening and they decided to kill their own stuff. Makes sense. Normalize, the card we absolutely needed before. But maybe it won't be so bad here. We are opening some real gameplay here, so that's the good part. Now we are final. This is the first turn when we are actually playing. Halia. We can counter, and we kinda have to, I guess. I cannot really kill it. Alright, you got it. The first counter spell. If we can get to 5 mana, we can draw some extra cards. Here, I will still play. It might matter because our opponent will need 7 tokens instead of 8 as before, but I think it should be okay. This is a pretty decent kill. But I think it's still... Like, they will start spamming spells, so it just will create too much, you know... what do you call it? I mean, too many dudes. Basically what I'm trying to say. I like the word. Not meat shield, but you get the idea, like, buffer. Tons of small creatures. We need to get into Revelation, because we are a little bit behind here. Our opponent is pushing tons and tons of damage. I don't really want to pay more. I guess we could kill the Percussionist. But it's not great either. I think we just counter. Then we stock up or go with Splatter Technique. We just need to survive until Revelation, because it will life gain, it will create tons of pressure, maybe even bounce weapons manufacturing, so we can, you know, recounter it and fix our turn 2 mistake of not being on the play with no more lives. Whenever you have this type of game that your opponent is first and drops 2 mana win con, it completely changes the game, because suddenly you are behind forever. And you cannot really recover from this. Suddenly you take all the extra damage from the weapons manufacturing, they have all those, you know, tokens, and you need to basically face tank all of it. And if you counter, all of this doesn't exist. So big difference for your game plan. I think we can take one. I don't really want to kill this and give them the card. That's the point. I feel need to add more to this board. Right now it's not fast enough. And next turn we can stock up land and still counter something. Do we go for the Critique? It's not a bad card. I think we chill, guys. I think we honestly chill, because there's nothing bad in our hand, and I don't want to give them multiple cards. There is a chance they have one play that makes a difference. I think we need to take untapped land and normalize. That was decent, that was decent. And now we have a bad card, so we can cycle it. We can even kill this, but then they will get the burst of power, you know, basically 2 extra cards between the turns, and then they will start multicasting and you can counter only one. You really help them this way. And 1 damage. I think 1 is not enough to kill us in time, so this should be hitting for a while, until we are ready with either Revelation or double counter spell. They need to add to this board, see? They realize that it's too slow. Okay. So this is 2 that I'll take it, man. And they exile it when it dies. So they also don't... Man, our opponent has a weird way of playing this deck. I do not agree with this. I think they are losing so much value. It's just... They're... Okay, they dealt 2 damage, but what now? They lost every card advantage they had. Our president is making some ambitious plays. And see, this is where we absolutely can ignore whatever they are doing. Now we can counter the last card, and they cannot make new token. Yeah, I think they completely messed it up, man. I will just go for this. They probably cannot kill us in response. So, I think our opponent just messed it up, man, so hard. Alright, let's go for Diamond 1. Alright, so it seems we're against the classic Kona deck that has the thrilling gameplay of playing 4 lands and playing Kona and winning the game. I mean the definition of solitaire, when you just need to hit the right cards, and then, you know, the game is pretty much over. Against nearly every matchup. Like, if you have perfect draw of, you know, Station, into Cavern, into Maze, I think the deck is like auto-win on turn 4. You just play Kona and there's no counter. You cannot counter, you cannot kill it, and Omniscience is just, you know, dropping without going through the stack. So, you know, always kind of funny. I think the Critique will shine here, because it can fix our... Oh, never mind. We need to take turn off. The Word Wagon is absolutely insane here. Like, this is the card that will hurt you. I hoped we can drop the loot, but apparently a little bit too early. They don't have Cavern, so they cannot play into counter spells. I think this is good, because we go for this 1 deadly damage, and you know you are basically winning the game here. Oh, this is a different deck. Okay, I can appreciate it. So it's not a Kona deck, right? What do they get? Is that Valgavo? I think it's like basically Reanimator, just with different stuff. Okay, what is it? Oculus. Interesting. How many lands do we need? Wait, where's the Oculus? Oh, it will. Okay, it will be back. It will at the beginning of the next end step. But we are in the. So this will trigger. Very interesting. After our turn. So we need a sweeper, I feel. We can play the tap land. But we can. Okay, we can get lost on loot. Which means we actually need this land. Very interesting because we will make a power turn. Similar to our opponent. And we can kill it now if we want. Do we care about? I think we care. Let's go. Let's go. Show me what more you have. Yep, we can play 2 mana spells on a single land. But I have to say, moment this drops and you untap, the game is very, very different. Like suddenly control on like twice the mana. It reminds me of Mistrise Apparatus. Because when you untap with that card, suddenly completely, you know, the game shifts and you are the mighty control. Your opponent is just trembling because you have like 3 plays per turn and each one is better than your opponent's. And they only draw 1 card with this, so it's not as amazing. We don't have a mountain somehow. Okay, so how do we do it? How do we do it? I think we just chill. We play this, we fully chill. And we slowly get to 7 cards so we can draw a flute. Yep, our opponent will get cards, but does it even matter? In the end, does it even matter that they get like 2 or 3 cards? Well, we will get more than them. And we can make a copy of loot, but it's only making a difference if we can draw cards. Sure. Show me. They got the land, I think they wanted it. It's like freebie. I guess they don't have lands then. At that step we can still go for Revelation if we want. I think they should pass here. Just wait what we'll do. Because we have to at some point. We have to. I wonder if they have counter spells. So far they didn't show a single one. They already played the land, so it's not bad to see the top card. Sure. Do we bounce the Riddler? That's my question. I think it honestly should be fine. And we still deal damage to them. I could bounce land, which is also an option, but I think this slows them down really a lot. We can actually counter this. You know what? I think we will. Marang is kinda powerful. Man, this is crazy. You have so much mana, you just think, oh, this guy is fully tapped, you know, you have 1 land. Well, 1 land and 1 spare mana is actually enough for a counter spell. Now we have Flashback. I think at this point we can just pay life. We won't die. This is wild. So we Flashback. We cannot get enough cards. Can we actually kill them? Oh guys, I don't know, but I will try. I think it's fun. Should we go for the other card? It could be more damage. But I'm not fully sure. I just like playing my Revelations. How about this one and 4 damage? Like, look at this. We are actually dealing so much here. Yeah, this is a kill. We go for this. And let's draw a card just to add a little bit of pain to our opponent. Just seeing how cool our deck is. Yep. That was quick kill. And I believe this is our Diamond 1. So as you can see, it's very easy to win with this one, and I'm pretty sure we can get to Mythic if we continue playing this one. Well, our opponent, listen, I can respect, whenever I see Rest in Peace, I'm like, yeah bro, high five, high five. You are doing good job on the ladder. Our opponent is not very good at Magic though, and they got Mana Screwed, which is absolutely a wrong play. That means we are skyrocketing ahead. That being said, I believe our opponent was on the play. Do we try to get them into Mana Screw even more? I have no heart. I just have no heart, man. At least today, against a control player with Rest in Peace. Like, they make Kavaro decks less popular, so, you know, like, that's just good gameplay. Good gameplay. However, now we might get Mana Screwed, so I really hope it doesn't get to that. Bro, can you, like, freaking chill? Let's go for Normalize. Because if we draw a land, we can get into 5 mana on this and get a little bit more value. Like, we're still pre-7 mana, so it's scary. Oh my god, This is the most important draw of the whole game. This saved our game. I'm not even kidding. So what do we do? Do we go for this? No, we just draw. We just draw. They need to cast a spell at some point, and then we get ahead. Oh no, the game of who gets mana screwed more than the other guy. Incredible draw. You can kinda see that Technique is hard to play. I will probably be talking about this card in the outro, so, you know, be sure to check it out, because we will be talking about the new cards. We get this and the loot, and that's game. Honestly, our opponent made the right decision. Moment we dropped the loot, the game was over. No mono red, so yes. And guys, this is one of my test games before I actually, you know, went into ranked and stuff like this, because this game kinda sold me on the idea how incredibly powerful this loot is. We'll be talking more about it in the outro, but just so you see, right now they are going Halia. Normally it feels like, oh my god, they have 10 of stats, draw cards, get double leyline, you know, crazy stuff. Well, how about Jeskai Revelation for 4 mana? We untapped with the loot, and that really makes a difference. And how about bouncing the leyline and killing the Vanguard, because then Vanguard loses +2/+2, which means it dies, and suddenly they are only left with the bird that is suddenly not 5/5, just 3/3, and we have 2 tokens, and Halia is just warped, which means that they don't really have this card. They cannot replay the leyline because it's too expensive. I think they got at least 1 leyline at start of the game, I don't fully remember, but I don't think they spent 2 turns setting them up. And well, now we have 6 lands, which means 12 mana, and how about Flashback into Revelation? And this is where I knew, okay, this is the deck that we are showcasing. And we also have a counter spell, I think on top of this. We get another leyline out of the board. Our opponent can do it and replay it. It will just cost their, you know, their full turn, so we'll probably win with the token. And our opponent got fully reset to a 1/1 bird, and this was actually so hilarious. And we can even go for consult the star charts with kicker, because we have 2 lands. So, you know. And here I am appreciating the loot for what it is, and realizing that, man, this card is actually kinda terrifying. So for, you know, 2 mana, we can just go for the normalize. Obviously, you can only produce 1 type of, you know, mana, 1 color of mana. So we still use the second mana of consult the star charts, but at this point our opponent is just completely out of the game. Well guys, I have some really good news, because we crushed it with this deck. I will show you the score, and what more, with the loot, this deck feels on completely another level. We will talk about the cards, and I will tell you what are my impressions about, you know, the new additions. We have quite a lot of them, but first, our absolute legend for today is Undead Eater, and my friend, I know as a fact that you enjoy control, so this one is for you, probably one of the coolest new control decks after Strixhaven, and yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this one. We had some really cool games, and thank you for supporting the channel, and I hope you are having a blast. Our games were long, juicy, and fun, so hopefully it did the work. And we need to talk about the new cards, but first we start with the easy one. Splatter Technique, something that feels like you should be playing it in Jeskai, but I'll give you my honest opinion. I don't think this card performed. Like, I really never played it, and even if I did in like test games and something, I usually went for cards. I didn't really ever use the sweeper mode. We just have Days of Judgment and usually Jeskai Revelation, so I think you should remove it. I wanted to test it. I had 2, I cut it to 1, and in the end I think you should cut the last one. It's rare, so probably you don't need to craft it. And after making the whole outro, I realized I forgot to give you the score. We went 6 wins, 1 loss. So yeah, here's the score, and let's go back to talking about the card. Erodes are absolutely amazing. This card is just so quick, and if your opponent just gets this land after they're, you know, losing their last creature that they had in their hand and board, well, believe me, they don't care about extra land. And you can even kill your own creatures, but that's probably not the play. One of the most important reasons this is so powerful, you can combine it with this second spell. Normalize into Erode. Suddenly you remove 2 plays. If your opponent made 1, you are ahead. And that's huge, that's massive. And yeah, I really like it so far. Flashback is a little bit dicey. You can play without it. I kinda like it because you can find the right card, but first you need to find it and play it one time. So I think 1 or 2 is enough. I wouldn't overdo it. Critique is kinda decent. It's very flexible answer, but it's not very good at dealing damage. You usually go for 1, 2, maybe 3, so it's not like Fireball that you usually win with. This roll is usually for Revelation. However, that being said, you have Resonating Lute that doubles your mana, so this can deal a ton of damage. So I think there's some potential. Maybe instead of Helix you have 2, so you have like Fireball that is scaling. You can cycle cards, you know, Days of Judgment against control, absolutely dead draw, so you can just get the right cards for the right matchup. So far it feels not crazy powerful, but very flexible, and you never are mad for seeing this card in your hand, but I'm not fully sure on board with this one. And the Lute, the final hero of this deck. And I have to say, I was very cautious before trying this card, and it feels like a very win more card. You drop it, then you need to untap, somehow your opponent needs to not kill you, even you are fully tapped, and after playing with this, man, this card really wins more. It feels like if you untap with this, you are basically winning the game. So I have to say that it really skyrocketed in my expectations after trying it. It's still clunky to set up, and indeed you will be tapped and you might die because of it. But you can go on 6 mana, play it, and still get 4 mana for the spells, you know, because all your lands give double mana. And if you just go all in, it feels like this win con that you drop it, your opponent has 1 turn to win the game, and if they can't, you just untap and win. This is how it feels to me, and with Revelation, it's probably one of the best cards to use this, because it gives you more cards, so you can, you know, keep doing it, and live game, so you cannot die, it makes blockers, so you cannot die, and just makes the game in your favor. If you skip the mana cost on this card, which is in a way what Lute is trying to do, then you realize that it's just pure value in every single way. And it skyrockets you ahead, and you can chain it with another and another and another. With Flashback, you actually can cast up to 6 Revelations in the game. So you know, I'm still not fully sold on Lute, but every time I used it, it feels like you drop it and you win on the next turn. So definitely a card that got my attention right now, and we'll be testing more of it. And I think for Jeskai it might be something that we just play, but we'll see, we'll see. I want to play more with the deck. So far so good. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you for watching, you know, until the end. Thank you for supporting the channel with, you know, channel memberships, our amazing patrons, and, you know, also if you are just watching the videos, it still helps a lot. If you like, subscribe, those things do matter on YouTube. So I'm very appreciative for everyone that, you know, went extra mile to help us make those videos, and I hope that we deliver. So thank you guys for watching, and see you in the next video.